What's the world come to when everything's going the way of the gun? What's the world come to if life is a shadow of what has been done? I want you to know, don't take it slow, just come undone, and the sin will take hold. I can't hold it back, it's too much to ask. You know the way, up to the task, but please don't ever say, what's the world come to when bullets are all that you can understand? What's the world come to when all that I touch will leave blood on my hands? I want you to know, don't take it slow, just come undone, and the sin will take hold. I can't hold it back, it's too much to ask. You know the way, up to the task, but please don't ever say, what's the world come to? What's it all come to? Nothing to see through. It's all been spoken, shattered and broken. What's the world come to?
Hoof. Hello, hello, hello. Here we are. The end of Nioh 3. Let's get it. Let's get it. I hope it's the end. Imagine me not making it through. Woof. I mean, let's not get too overconfident. There's still, you know, there's still some road to be traveled here, plus a boss fight, you know. Nioh. I know I've done all this and died, but I don't really remember it. I guess that's a good thing. Oh, I remember now. Fuck this. Actually, fuck this. Actually, fuck you. Actually, fuck you. Shh. Are you being followed? Oh no. Yeah, that's where I died because I thought he was the shooter, the lightning shooter, but he's not. He's the decoy. There's a real one. Oh! Ah. Oh, that was close. Ah! Wait, does hitting him once scare him off just like that? Is that what I could have done this whole time? Snow melt. And be water. Water. Right, little secret. Little hidden thingy. Who saw me? Aha! Mr. Shooty Shoot. How do we get to him? There we go. Nice try, bitch! There we go. What the fuck? Where did that guy come from? What the what the fuck? Where did he come from? Was he there the whole time? Oh. Damn, that was sick. Oh, Mr. Lightning is gone now. Like forever. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, he's just been here this whole time. I just ran past him, huh? I see. Whoopee! Sure. Alright. The most basic enemy gets me. Alright, good shit. Good shit. Look, we're just warming up, alright? We're just warming up. Just like in real life. We're warming up. Man, you know what's been crazy to see? This entire weekend, any sort of discourse, I guess, surrounding DOA has been whack. To say the least, it was completely whack. To the point where, like, literally multiple times, because I've seen it this entire weekend, I've seen people talk about it. I genuinely, almost every day, got to a point where I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna close down this app. I really don't need to see anything anymore. Like, it just... like, thinking is dead. We don't need to think anymore to make any good points. Basically, it was the same old, right? One group of people saying, hey, DOA should be a good fighting game. And then other people, well, what about my big titties in the game? Don't forget about the big titties. That's basically the whole thing. But, you know, we live in an era where, and this was, as you can already guess, on Twitter, so you can kind of already guess how these discussions go, which is basically say whatever gets the most attention so that your tweet earns a lot of money. No need to actually make a good point, no need to actually think about stuff. Both have a point, yeah, but this is the problem. It's not that neither have no merit. It's this whole all or nothing attitude, this you know, us versus them thing. It's just, and let's not forget, I'm pretty sure half of the responses to this stuff are just AI chatbots programmed to chip in on any sort of discussion that that has to do with anything related to this new Nioh Gamergate era. Tweets make money, how so? You get paid. If you are a verified account, which you can subscribe, that it's not something you need to earn, you can just pay to be verified, then you just literally get paid for the amount of comments, likes, tweet, like everything combined, your numbers, if you will. There's like a monetary value to them. That's why, since that system existed, Twitter has just been a non-stop fest of just any sort of thing that just elicits as much response as possible, no matter if it's harmful, no matter if it's you know, it's never good. That's the point. Making people angry gets reactions. Damn, never knew. Yeah. To me, the thing is, the whole discussion, like, it half of the time it doesn't even make sense, because some people argue that DOA, the fighting game, every character should basically be naked. I don't necessarily agree with that, because, you know, Extreme exists. You can do that there, and I don't mind that there. I think in a fighting game you can apply a little bit of nuance, or crazy concept, you can do both. You can just have cool outfits and skimpy outfits. In fact, make the skimpy ones unlockables. Huh? Have people go after them. Content. Can you imagine? But yeah, to me, it's a whole... There's been so much shit slinging back and forward, you know. There's like this group of... how should I call the two groups? I'll assign them names as they call each other. One group calls the other the DOA Gooners, and then the DOA Gooners call the other ones the FGC Weirdos or whatever. Something along the lines of they only care about the fighting game and not about the aesthetics. Whatever it is. And to me, it's so weird, because why not both? Is it that hard to imagine you can have like a DOA, or any fighting game for that matter, be a good fighting game and have all kinds of different outfits, both cool and skimpy? Like, it's very weird, this, you know, that there needs to be like some divide between the two. One can't exist without the other. Like, what? Or I guess one can't exist with the other. Like, as if they're mutually exclusive. They're not. You can do both.
私たちも皆私が将軍になるものだと
Whoa.
将軍にならずに生きるなど死んでいるに等しい
Both doesn't work because gooning is frowned upon in the FGC, and sweats don't have a high standing for your average gooner. But why couldn't? See, I don't understand that. Just because the people who play the game have an opinion about each other, about the other group, then suddenly that has an impact on the game itself. Like Team Ninja as a developer, they can absolutely make a very good mechanically sound fighting game, include, like, let's say the default outfits are all like really cool, you know, outfits that will work perfectly well in a family-friendly fighting game tournament, whatever that might even be. But then there's optional outfits that you can unlock that are more extreme style, you know? I don't see how that is impossible to be in the same game. Whether someone who's only there for gooning and someone who's only there for the fighting game has beef with the other person, who the fuck cares about that? That has nothing to do with the actual game. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Don't know about that. The guy that streamed the tournament with the Chun-Li new mod installed appeared to be a competitive goomer. A competitive gooner, yeah. He's a daywalker. He's like Blade. He does both. Train by day, goon by night. He's got it all. Both groups want to feel included. Yeah, both feel the other takes away from each other, I'd say. Yeah, but that is of their own design. The games have never done that for them, you know? I think that is a crazy thing. If I have to hear one more dude say that DOA 6 is like a game for nuns, where there's like not a single sexy outfit in the entire game, what are you talking about? Is there less stuff than, let's say, DOA 5 last round? Sure, because they went bonkers hardcore on gooning DLC with that game. So yeah, sure, there's more. They could still do that with last round if they wanted to, with 6 last round. There's shooting guys, alright. Get him. Hoi. Loot! He's the ultimate sweat because without clothing physics, the game renders more stable. Nude mod in training mode. The ultimate, the ultimate focus. Damn. Yeah, what if he plays on a potato computer? And having the nude mod improves his FPS. What a twist. What a twist. I don't feel like it's not an exclusive DOA problem. Pretty sure you have that with every type of multiplayer. Yeah, sure, but I think the problem is, well, it's multiple things. I think one, DOA as a franchise, its identity has been pretty like it's pretty connected to the idea of gooning in video games, if you will, if we're using modern language, right? So, and like so many times when people are arguing over this, they keep bringing up like quotes from Itagaki for both directions, which, you know, to me kind of renders that whole idea useless, because he said things in both directions. He said things that supported being fighting game focused. He said things that supports it being gooning focused. So, you know, maybe not the best thing to bring up all the time, but it's that kind of stuff. It's that, like, the game is supposed to be this thing and whatever, as if, you know, which the funny thing is, in all of this talk, what nobody ever mentions is, what about the devs? Right? It's all about what the Gooners want, what the FGC wants, what the blah 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 wants. Okay? What about what the developers want? Do you think they're just a vessel for creating the thing the community demands? No, they have their own vision. They have their own way of looking at things. And I'm sure they are striving to make the game that appeals to them. That is their idea of what they want to make. Now, whether that's a game someone's gonna buy, you know, that's another thing. But in the end, like, here's the reality. No matter which team you're on, let's say Team Ninja says, we want to get rid of all the sexy stuff. DOA 7 is going to be a super serious fighter. You know, let's say they say that. Okay. That's their thing, right? They can do that. You don't have to buy it, but it's completely in their right to be like, no, this is our vision for this game, and we're going to execute on it. If they're prepared for the consequences of that, you know. And the other way around, if they're like, we're gonna make this game maximum gooning, every character is gonna be dancing around in fucking floss wire, but, you know, fuck the fighting game system. It's bare bones, it's trash, whatever. There's also consequences to that, right? I don't think any of the two camps in this story, if you will, is solitary correct. It's almost like one of the extremes is not good, and you need a healthy middle of the road. Who could have guessed? Depends on the size of the company, at least for me. Wouldn't take individual devs into account in a game with 1K devs. Yeah, but see, that's a weird thing to say, because you're basically saying if a game is made by a large team, it doesn't have a game direction. It doesn't have an artistic vision. I'm not saying the entire team decides the artistic direction or the vision. Someone does, or a group of people definitely does. Or, I guess better said, you would hope someone actually has a proper vision. Because I guess even worse than a game with a specific vision that's not popular would be a game with no direction at all, and it's just random shit thrown together. Yeah, the art director, yeah, exactly. someone decides that. I don't know. I feel like this whole topic, I mean, I'm getting old. I've been around too long. I've seen and heard all these arguments a million times over. It's always the same thing. And half of the time, you know, most of these discussions are done in a way where it's just in bad faith, you know? If someone says, you know, they shouldn't go all in on skimpy stuff, then a skimpy defender will be like, oh, so every character needs to be, you know, fully clothed, skin entirely covered. Gotcha. It's like, well, no, it's not what they said. But, you know, that's the world we live in. It always needs to be one extreme or the other. It's always bad fate. Worked for Crimson Deserts, like you made AI slop. I mean, did it work though? Because I think maybe monetarily it probably made enough money. I don't think it's gonna make a lasting impact. I'd say most people already forgot about that game. Everyone's already moved on. I don't say it hasn't. I'd say I don't respect it as much as smaller teams' vision. Huh. I don't know. I feel like that's... I understand where you're coming from. Let me put it that way. I understand where you're coming from. But if you pull on that logic a little bit, I feel like it crumbles. Because basically what you're saying then is a small team has more of a right to have a dedicated vision where the audience has no say over. But once you hit a certain size of team, then you need to forego your own artistic desire and you need to cater to your audience. I feel like that's the extremes of it, right? I know that's not what you mean, but if you take that argument to its extreme, that's where you get. I think it just happens to be with a smaller team. There usually is no precedent yet, you know? They're still fully doing their own thing, and there's no expectation yet. Usually with a big team, they're probably working on a sequel, and there's expectations. I guess a lot of it... Damn, we're getting a little too deep in this, but I guess a lot of it comes down to which thing is more important. The game as a product to sell, or the game as a piece of art. I guess depending on how much value you put in each of those, depends on how much you should cater to an audience versus implement your own will or your own vision. Ow. I can't believe he's not dead yet. Oh my god, the little fucking thing. Oh. Why is he not dying? I'm hitting him so much. Now what I mean with that, think like more big studios don't want to take a risk and appeal to a wide audience. And they're already compromised their own potential vision. I mean, I'll agree with that. I do think you know, that is a little bit of a disease. I fully agree with that. But that's kind of a point against the Gooners, right? Because the expectation for DOA is to be like this crazy Gooner game. That's what the public's opinion of the game is. So to cater to that would mean to go full Gooner mode. But as a non-buying public, man, that's another whole can of worms. Where whenever there are discussions about this, who's actually playing and buying the game, right? Is everyone who's like a staunch defender of maximum skimpiness, or are they all buying the game? I would kind of argue it's a mix of both. In DOA's case, right? I'm sure there's like some fighting game purists who are absolutely not gonna play or buy DOA, but will argue against skimpiness. Just as much on the other side, where people are just like fully into, you know, Gamergate 2.0, if you will, and just need to defend sexualization with every breath they can take. Neither extremes are good. Neither extremes are good. Again, from a game's perspective, if we just, you know, ignore the community infighting, if you will, from the game's perspective, there is no issue. You can absolutely have a functionally good and interesting fighting game and have characters in a bikini. Like, that is not a mutually exclusive scenario. So to me, it's kind of a moot point to argue about that to begin with, until there is a new DOA, like, you know, and even still, you know, I don't know. It's an endless discussion that goes in circles. Because imagine DOA 7 comes out and it is way less skimpy, whatever that means in 2026, because every fighting game is like mega skimpy shit these days. But even if they do it, okay, so don't buy it then. And if then DOA dies, then so be it, you know? That's just how it goes. That doesn't mean it would have been saved if they full on went skimpy mode, but they have to make a choice of their own vision, and whether that's popular in the market, that's a whole other story. Which again, we come around to the same point where there's a middle of the road. You can appease to your audience a little bit, and you can have your own vision. You need to, you know, it's a push and pull where in the formula you can jostle with it. Welcome to every game ever. Oh man. Huh. What's down there? Feel sorry for the Gooners because they get sidelined by the mainstream since the beginning. A bit biased as a Gooner, I gotta admit. Well, you also have to keep in mind that the whole maximum gooning stuff, that is not the majority of people, right? Like, if we're thinking purely about games as a product, we're just thinking about maximum sales, you know, going full Gooner is not the popular opinion of things, right? If anything, statistically, most male players still prefer picking a male character. I feel like in the current year, in the current times we're in, I think if you're... I kind of hate using the word. If you're like a gooner gamer, if you will, there's so many games now. And so many big games, like Marvel Rivals, like Stellar Blade. Like there's a lot of high production value games from big teams that are definitely gooner-oriented games. So at the very least, it's getting better. Can never satisfy everyone is a rule of thumb. That is true. Kind of wondering if we get some DOA news before TGS. There's a bunch of stuff happening at least. When is TGS? Isn't that towards the end of the year? Or is that soon? In DOA 6 hat is pretty much right. The default costumes were largely appealing, but the tournament viable, and even the base game had plenty of skimpy stuff for the girls. I agree with that. That is not the Gooner's opinion. In fact, at least that's a discussion I'm seeing on Twitter, is that DOA 6 is woke. It removed all sexiness from DOA, and that's why DOA 6 failed. Pretty much verbatim what they're saying. Because you see, the fact that it didn't launch with lobbies or has shitty netcode, that's FGC stuff. That's FGC stuff. Real players don't care about that. Oh, there's no roof. The only close comment in this, feel like you never use throwing or shooting weapons. I feel like there's range stuff, but it's... I guess unless you make a build around it, it's not like the strongest in the world. I guess I can use a weapon with a little more range. But I'd say it's mostly close-ish combat. Dude, what the fuck is going on? September, October. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of... I mean, the thing is... DOA 6 last round is releasing in like a month from now. Which means, you know, for events like EVO or other fighting game tournaments, if they're gonna show something, it's probably gonna be like new DLC for DOA 6, like characters. Though they might add in DOA 7 stuff. I don't know. For me, it's very tough to gauge in what stage is DOA 7. Like we saw the little reveal teaser. Like, is there already anything playable behind the scenes? Like, is this a game that's releasing in 27? Man, it's a long trek back up every time. Jesus Christ. It's a tough area. Holy. I guess it is the end of the game. Can I just skip everyone? The shortcut somewhere too. Oh, I might have missed the shortcut. Where's my thing?
ヒルコに取り込まれた国松はそう強く将軍への執着にとらわれておるようだ。
Is he gonna leave after one shot?
しかしそのため
No?
国松を暗き輝きから解き放てるやもしれん。
What's over here? Oh, it's down again? I thought I was gonna fly off somewhere. Oh, this might be the shortcut thing. Yeah, there's a door here. Yes. We don't know if it's DOA 7. All we know it's a DOA project. Pretty sure Venusfication started as a DOA project. I mean, sure. Yes. But I feel like the teaser trailer we got didn't strike me as either a Venus product or along those lines. It definitely... It was giving fighting game. I mean, I guess there's a chance it's an arena brawler or something like that, but you know, given DOA's history, it seems unlikely that it's not a fighting game. And given the contents of the teaser, it seems unlikely that it's a Venus type game. Also, by the way, I feel like, you know, going back to the whole should it be Gunnar or not, I am not opposed to having like a good fighting game, just DOA good fighting game, you know, like the cool tournament safe outfits as defaults, blah blah blah, and then just have like a gacha Venusification mode in the game. Like, you don't even need to make the whole volleyball thing. Clearly people don't give a shit about that. They just want to roll sexy bikinis and go into photo mode. Because I don't think there's much else to Venusification other than, I mean, I guess you can watch numbers go up like a clicker game, which shouldn't be that hard to implement as like a mode in DOA 7. So I don't know, it feels like you can absolutely cater to both audiences if you really want to. There was a Valhalla skill where you could teleport with your arrow, wasn't it? Though fit into your current playstyle. Oof. I don't actually know that. I know this weapon with the chain, you can throw the chain and pull yourself closer, or pull the enemy closer. I don't know if an arrow, if that's in this game. Hayabusa in it. It's a new Ninja Gaiden. I guess they did call it a DOA project. Maybe something like Dead by Degrees with Kasumi that could work like a brawler. Sure. I think they'd almost sooner do a Ninja Gaiden style game with Kasumi then. Well, I mean, I guess they could do anything. Because once you pick Ninja Gaiden, you're kind of stuck with ninja moves. I guess if you make a more generic brawler thing, you can include other characters. I'm just gonna assume it's DOA 7, you know what I mean? That seems like the obvious safe bet. I'm also pretty sure Master specifically said that 6 last round is just to tide us over to the next one, which that statement would be so weird if the next one isn't the fighting game. Okay, the stupid lightning is the biggest issue. You can't just properly fight. You need to dodge everything. Where's my spirit? There it is. Go, 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 go. Wait, what? Let's get to the dragon first, get rid of him so we don't have to deal with the lightning. Where is he? I guess I can get the checkpoint. Oh, this is up. That's not what I wanted to do. Fuck! Well, we can always go back. We can go back. I'm not gonna beat this guy in one go.
勝てぬと知りながら
Thought I was gonna fly down.
に来たか
With no trust in anything that guy says, he also doesn't seem the type of person who gets his insight from the Japanese headquarters. Maybe so. He'd know if there's a DOA 7 in the works though. That would be a crazy bait and switch though. Yeah, this is to tide you over to the next one. Except there is no next one. That would be crazy. Diabolical even. Nah, chances are it's DOA 7. I wouldn't guess anything else. I also wouldn't want anything else. At this point, like, I'm down for DOA 7. I'm very down for it. Oh, he's angry. Oh, he's a little bit angry, isn't it? Okay, can we go back or nah? Did I really fuck up? I guess I really did, huh? Though, isn't that where we came from, down there? How do I really can't go back, dude. What the fuck is this dumbass design? What if I die? Do I go before the cutscene? Because this is the boss fight, right? So if I die, I should end up before the boss fight. Following the game's logic. There we go. Beautiful. It's the most logical conclusion, but they didn't specify anything. We can only speculate. That is true. I will say the more likely reason that they don't call it DOA 7 already is it might not be called DOA 7. Like, there is a chance they're going for the, you know, the reboot style. This is just Dead or Alive now. Or they might just call it DOA 7 eventually. Who knows? But that's the thing, right? That's the thing about code names. You know? Internally, they're not going to commit until... basically until they're going to do marketing material, I assume. Kazumi and the Thief had their original costume. No, I think it was a new one, right? I think that was a completely new one. In the trailer, she had more of a kimono type outfit. Dun, dun, dun. Dun. Whoop. Bro, we're fighting. Bro, you're not invited to the party. Come on, man. It's a newest take on our classic one. Oh yeah, we have me for sure. It has like the traditional color scheme and whatever, the blue. Yeah, for sure. Ow. I think I can continue now unless there's more loot to be found here. I guess I missed big loot. How do I get here? Where is that? Is that down here? Ooh. Oh. Is this gonna hurt? Whee! Let's get naked. Man, you know what I kind of can't wait for? I mean, it could be disappointing, but I'm kind of curious when 6 last round releases. Are there going to be like any mainstream publications, you know, your IGNs, your whatever, that are going to review it? Because that might be something to look forward to. Because we already know what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna bring up some old ass shit that nobody's talking about anymore, just to make a point. That always happens. Remember when Evo Core whatever happened? Like, they're gonna bring up some shit like that for no fucking reason, because that's what they always do. They want to get that clicks, you know. Gotta get that SEO stuff. Gotta make sure the AI picks it up. Keep pulls by 10%. I mean, that's all right, I guess. It assumes. Hold on. Thought classic Nippon underwear is supposed to be white. Maybe this is not classic. I'd assume so. The piece still big enough mainstream publications pick it up. Probably not going to be pretty. Even if they just evaluate the package itself. Looks very 6 out of 10 at the moment. Yup. But dude, is it going to be fun to read? I feel like, you know, as someone from the outside looking in, it's funny. It's not going to be funny for the devs. Though they might not give a shit. I mean, sure, that's cool. Is there like an item to bring back your spirit without losing your XP? Because I think that's probably what I want to do now. Of this. The candle. I never use this kind of shit. I just thought about it. Like, that has to exist. Do I have it? Summoner's Candle. Summons the guardian animated from the grave or item. Yes, use it. There we go. Don't know if I have a lot of XP. Oh, we got all of these too. That's sick. True levels. I mean, that's a good chunk. What's probably the move here? Katana or Ninja Katana? Strength, intellect, heart is also held, I think, right? No, key recovery. Constitution is held. I'm not... Let's just blast strength. Let's fucking go. Alrighty. You know what actually is going to be interesting to see? The original DOA 6 review, I remember multiple publications mentioning that it was still too overtly sexual. You know, usually pointing at like that one Honoka outfit where she's wearing like the bikini underneath the jacket. But that was 2019. We're definitely now in an era where there are a lot more mainstream games like your Stellar Blades and whatever that have gotten less criticism for that kind of stuff. So I wonder, a DOA 6 last round review, would they actually mention it again? Because that would look weird in the current landscape. Because if Stellar Blade is fine, in terms of all the outfits that game contains, then DOA 6 is more than fine. So I wonder if they're gonna change their tune. They're like, oh, that's actually fine. Cellblade was a huge controversy, was it? I thought it reviewed pretty favorably. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought it reviewed fairly positive. We can easily pull up the Metacritic later. Oh. You're gonna hang up there, my friend? How am I gonna hit you? Oh, there's more. There's a lot more. Wasn't IGN or someone on Twitter claiming... Yeah, but on Twitter it's hardly a review though, you know? Like that's just one person's opinion. I don't think that has as much weight to it than like the official publication's review. You know what's crazy? It's not even that long ago. It feels like that game is already so old. It came out in like what, 2024 or something? Like it's not that long ago. Dude, are you still not dead? How? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, the whole, like, the unrealistic proportions thing, that's also so blown out of proportion because, like, even if the main character is scanned on someone real, that doesn't necessarily mean it still doesn't, like, further unrealistic expectations, you know? If you scan, for example, what's his name? Like, the world's strongest man, the actor... Tior, what, I forgot his name, but he's like giant and like buff as shit. He exists, that's real life, you can use that as a model, but that's still like an unrealistic expectation, you know, because that is extremely difficult to achieve. So I wouldn't even say, you know, like saying but it's a real human being, so therefore it's possible. It cannot be an unrealistic expectation. Sure it can. I just think in terms of Stellar Blade, kind of a moot point. Like it's not even that extreme. Plus, I mean, they did edit it. It's not like a one-to-one copy of the real person. But yeah, it's not even that extremely bad. Also, it doesn't need to be. I feel like the whole argument of, you know, every character needs to be a realistic... No. As long as it's obvious that it is unrealistic, but possible in the game, then fuck it, who cares? I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. All right, poof. And yeah, equally true about the complaints, right? A lot of the complaints about it were bullshit. Most of the reviews, I think most reviews are probably mentioning it because it was such a talking point before release. But like realistically, it's not a thing. Nobody actually cares about it that much. I think if anything, we're currently now in an era where anything regarding sexiness, whatever you want to call it in video games, anything surrounding that topic is just kind of used and weaponized to further whatever the agenda is, really. I don't even know what the end goal is. Dude, I'm literally dodging in between his attacks and getting hit by all of them. Unbelievable. Just about the sweet drama, exactly. I will say the funniest thing I've seen about DOA in the whole topic was some people argued high and low that it was actually Maximilian's fault that DOA 6 crashed and burned. Which, dude, that requires some fucking I don't know what kind of traveling your brain does, but that requires some twists and turns in logic. All right. It was all well and good till that Max guy didn't support it, ruined it all. Did he criticize it or something? I think he just didn't care about it, which is probably his crime. I don't know. I think for a lot of people with Max, the issue is he's probably the biggest, he is the biggest fighting game influencer out there, for one to use the nasty word for it. He's the biggest one, so he's, in a sense, I think he feels obligated to talk about everything surrounding fighting games, because a lot of people just get the fighting game news through him, through his channel. So he's gonna talk about things like DOA and stuff, but he's still a human being. And he clearly, on a personal level, does not give a shit about DOA. As he should not. He should care about the fighting games he likes. He's not obligated to like anything else. But I guess once you're in that position and you talk about everything, then, you know. I guess once you talk about something, people are also gonna criticize what you've said about it. I repelled all of his attacks. I don't know who even that is. Was that the lightning dude? I did it, boys. I mean, I've always said, I think it would be... Hold on. It's getting a little busy. I'm not gonna talk. Where are you aiming, girl? Bam. One more. Oh, not this guy. Fucking. He's too strong. I don't like him. Get him, get him, get him. Oh.
最後まで俺はあんたにかける。面白い日の本見せてくれ。
There we go. What was I talking about? Yeah, Maximilian. I think I have said this in the past before. I think it would benefit DOA if it could be like properly showcased on one of the more, because I think channels like Maximilian or who's another one like Sagem, there's like a couple of fighting game personalities out there, like content creators who clearly have games they enjoy, but their content is very across the board, you know? It's like generic fighting game channel, if you will. Or generic is not the right word, like variety fighting game channel, right? It's not pigeonholed, it's not like a Tekken channel, it's not like a specific one thing. They're like a, you know, variety. I think it would be good for DOA to be featured more on channels like that in a, I guess in like a proper showcase of the actual game and not just the memes and not just like playing it with his buddies and be like, ooh, hot titties, you know, like, but like actually going in, oh, and this is how this works in training mode, like basically one of them going through the journey of getting better at the game. That will probably be good for DOA, in my opinion. But it also might be, I don't know, we might be at a point where, you know, it's already too far gone for DOA to have mainstream appeal. I don't know. Too soon, but I still dodged it. Good shit. There's more. Oh, he was ready. Oh, Mr. Krabs. Do I have I think I have lightning attacks here. Let me see. Is this one? Oh yeah, baby. Oh no! Wait, hold on. I have an item. Shh. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Wrong menu. Whoa, what the fuck? The healing is so slow. I think it's break time. Personally, I'd rather watch the tournament player stream. Sadly, I don't remember them being very happy with the game back then, which kind of influenced the player base as a whole. Yeah, but that's a different thing, right? I think there's two... I think having someone like Maximilian or Sagem or whatever, having them play the game and like take it serious, whatever that means, you know, like not memeing it, not... I mean, you can make jokes, but like taking it serious as a fighting game, I think that would help people who are not into DOA to take a look at it. Because I'm very much of the belief that a lot of people, especially people who do play fighting games and like mock DOA and whatever, most of them have never actually sat down and tried it. I think a lot of people, especially if you play other 3D fighting games, you'd probably enjoy playing DOA, but its reputation is what it is. So I think that's why a lot of people don't even check it out. Anyway, I think that would help with people like that, or with people who just follow that kind of content and are not specifically, they just haven't looked at the game yet. That being said, for someone like you or me or whatever, if you're already into the game, chances are you're not going to be interested in you know, someone exploring the game from scratch. I mean, it might be fun, you know, it might be fun if you're live there at the streams and you can help out a bit and whatever. But yeah, as an active player, or even just as an interested player who's already into the game, yeah, of course you want to watch tournaments. That's where the tech is. That's where the high level stuff is. That makes a lot of sense to me. But I don't think DOA has an issue with its existing players. I think it just needs it needs an influx of new players, for sure. For sure. Even if everyone who was ever interested in DOA as a fighting game comes back to DOA to DOA 7, for example, that's still a low number. I mean, I would still be good for the game, but if we're thinking about we want the game to be as big as it can, if you will, then yeah, then you need to think further than the existing player base. I think, honestly, 'cause I was just thinking about it, rather than like just a stream with an influencer or whatever, do you guys know that thing Sagem does, Sagem Slam? He has like this series where I think he gets. I'm see if I remember it correctly. I think he gets like a couple of like streamers and YouTubers, personalities, whatever, to play a tournament, but then also get tournament players like for that game. So you have a mix of noobs in the game and people who are like high level players in the game. And then there's like a coaching element to it and yada yada yada. But that they've done that for I think Street Fighter, I think they've done that for Tekken. And that resulted for some of those streamers even sticking with the fighting game, getting a bunch of their community in the game. I feel like that format organically just worked really well because it's not just one guy. It was like a whole bunch of people who are in this event, in this tournament that was clearly designed not just to be, oh, these are the best players in the world. It was like an entertainment event, if you will. But then you have a bunch of different personalities who are, you know, they're trying to get better at the game. They're learning it. They're taking it serious. You know, people in that community might check out their coaches who are tournament players and they're like, oh, this is how it works. This looks cool, blah, blah, blah. There's like a lot of cross promotion going on with an event like that. Something like that for DOA might actually be sweet. Is Sagem ever going to do that? No. Unless, I guess, Koei Tecmo goes to him and is like, hey, for DOA 7, when that launches, we want you to do Sagem Slam for DOA 7. He'd probably do it. But that would require Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja to be fucking in touch with the community, which I don't think they are right now. Remember Ikuto had a major crash down on stream playing the game? Does he even still play the game? I don't think so. I think he checked out mostly. Which I can blame him. I cannot blame him. I think competitive DOA with DOA 6 kind of died off. And I do think the competitive DOA community has been overly harsh on DOA 6. But you know, they're not incorrect. You know, again, there's a middle of the road there. It feels like we're always coming back to that. How weird. Yeah, DOA 6 has its issues. I don't think it's nearly as bad as some people make it out to be, but I guess, you know what? We'll see with last round. Who knows? That's the one thing they haven't really talked about yet is, are they making any gameplay changes? Like, are they touching Forced Wake Up? Are they touching how meter works? Or at the very least, how much things cost? Because the meter's still there. We've seen the screenshots. But they can change the cost. Maybe Breakhold is a full bar or like three segments. Or they can change stuff around. I wonder... Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, which means either they didn't change anything, which is possible, or they're just like, that's not noteworthy to put out there because only like the people who care about it, they will find out on day one. So, hey, what's up, Rio? Anyway, let me do break time. Let me get out of here, get a little break, get a little drink. Yeah, be right back. Hoof. Alrighty, alrighty. Man, you know what's whack? I just grabbed my phone during the break. I saw some messages on WhatsApp. We have like a group chat at work. And in that group chat today, our boss posted a meme with the caption, "It's gonna be so fucking hot tomorrow. We can all stay at home. We can work from home." And it's like, well, you just post that without context. It's not like following a conversation or anything. So like, so can we work from home? Like, why do you post a meme to do that? Wait, where did I die? Here somewhere? Or was it up there? Wait, where's my corpse? Oh? Hold on. Hold up! Hold up! Why do you have a WhatsApp for your group workplace in the first place? We have like a whole thing. We have like a WhatsApp community, and then you have like different channels. Like one is general, one is like sharing pet photos with each other, one is like the Spotify playlist for the office, so you can add songs to it, stuff like that. And we use WhatsApp because everyone has WhatsApp. Try to get everything through email, so I can selectively ignore messages. I mean, you can still ignore the WhatsApp. I have it muted as well. I just open it if there's a lot of messages in it. Because like 9 out of 10, it's like birthday wishes and stuff as well. Or like someone else got pregnant again. Shit like that, right? What's up, girl? Hey. It's gonna be like that, huh? You got me all wet. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, we need to get rid of the crab first. Ooh, nice dodge. Whoa, I thought he was gonna throw the spear. Dude, this guy's hitting hard. Ow, what the hell? What the? Since when does he does? Just hate it when companies try to do the community thing. Just peer pressure and virtual signaling. I mean, yes. We're not colleagues. We're family. That's nasty. Oh. I think sometimes it can be useful if you quickly want to ask something, you know, like in terms of carpooling, that kind of stuff. When it's not like you're not at your job, you're not logged into your corporate accounts yet, if you want to quickly contact a colleague, it can be useful for that kind of stuff, but it's rare. And most of it is very performative. I'm also not the type of guy, because like a lot of colleagues, they like going out for drinks together, or they're like doing all kinds of shit together. Not me. I'm the guy who's like, oh, you know, it's 17 hour, like it's 5 p.m. Bye. I'm going home. I'm not staying for drinks. Oh, he got me good. Oh, where did that other guy come from? Clock in, clock out, see you tomorrow. That's a dream. Yup. Yup. Like, I'm not unfriendly to my colleagues, but like, they're still my colleagues. If I get fired tomorrow, not a single one of them will contact me. 100%. We would absolutely not talk to each other. Okay, where does this lead? Is this a shortcut? Or is this a new battle? It's a shortcut. And this is a shortcut too, right? Then. Oh. Try aiming, bitch. Whoa. Is he shooting his own friends? What the hell? Alright, he's just flying in the air. Pick up some shit. Oh, who's this? Ah! Oh, the drop kick. Dude. Woo! Dude, I'm crushing this one. Funny with all the action on the screen, so easier to follow than some anime fighters. True. String, baby. All we need is stronger. Oh, did you guys see the new guest character for Tekken 8? It's that one dude from Baki, the anime. I mean, it definitely wasn't on my radar, which makes sense. It's like completely out there in terms of guest character. Nothing really could have pointed at that. A body like Fakaram, yay! I mean, it does fit the aesthetic of Tekken. Tekken has a lot of overly burly men. I've never watched it though. I never watched Baki. Cool. He's angry. Damn, Spirit Bomb. Okay, a lot of AoE long range shit. Gotta learn the moveset first. Probably has a couple of phases too. Jeez. Alright, not a lot of time in between to heal. Makes sense. It's the final boss. Good chance you're gonna have an instant kill move. I mean, half of his attacks basically are. Sheesh! No dodge. Sometimes wonder how these DLC guests get chosen. Like when they added Noctis in Tekken 7 instead of anyone else. I mean, it's gonna be... There's probably multiple factors. I think some guest characters are very obviously cross-promotional. I think every guest character to some degree is cross-promotional, but for some of them it's a little more on the nose. Like I think Clive in Tekken 8, I might be misremembering, that felt like pretty close to Final Fantasy 16's time. Dude, is Final Fantasy 16 from 2023? That's crazy. That feels so much more recent. Okay, and now Tekken 8 Clive release date. December 19, 2024. Wait. Huh? Is this correct? Release date? Yeah, so with Clive, that's just a weird one, I guess. You would think if the release date is close to it, there's like more of a cross-promotional element to it. I'm sure that has to do with it. I'm willing to bet just whoever's in charge of that stuff, how much of a fan they are of something and can get away with it. Like, I'm sure someone on the Tekken team must have been a Baki fan, right? The Tekken guy is from Baki, right? Gotta say, Baki's art style looks, to me, ugly as sin. What do you mean the Tekken guy is from Baki? The Tekken guy? Like the artist, or...? New guest character. Yeah, he's from the Baki franchise. But I don't think that's like a active franchise right now. So I'm sure someone on the dev team, maybe Michael Murray or something, is just a big fan of it. And they asked and could do it, I guess. Because that's another thing, you know. You know how the so much of guest character discourse these days is, but who's getting Tifa? As if one, it's a guarantee that Tifa is gonna show up somewhere eventually. But like, I'm sure every fighting game company, if they are looking for new guest characters, you bet your ass they're trying. I'm sure they're at least shooting an email to Square Enix and being like, look, like, could we? Dude, okay, this boss so far is kind of AIDS. I don't like what he's doing. Very annoying. His attacks are AoE full screen bullshit. Not the biggest fan. I don't see much openings yet. I think the manga's still ongoing or something, isn't it? I feel like Baki's very old. It's still ongoing. Yeah, it's like One Piece. I was just watching Baki episode 1000. And I'm also on fire the whole time. So even if you need to immediately heal. AoE again. What's this? Now what's this nonsense? Nice. Dude, every time I deplete his key bar, he just instantly regenerates. He's never getting stunned. Oh, a one shot. Very cool, very cool. High speed one shot attack. Love it. Do I have half my health? Is there like an item to get rid of that stuff? Spirit Force. I don't even know what that means. What's my Spirit Force? It's a bar for spirit attacks. When I can't use it because I don't have my spirit on me. Oh man. AoE all day. I'm like, I dodged that attack. Nope. God. It's the final boss, alright. Are you kidding me, dude? What was that bullshit? A fucking rock? He's throwing rocks now? Come on, man. Ever thought about the items that increase your stats temporarily, basic doping? But are they good? Do you even have time to use them? Like, this guy's so fast, you don't really have much time to use many of the amulets, I feel like. I think this is just a case of you need to learn the moveset. You need to just fight him enough that you know what his moves are. I think mostly I need to be less greedy. I think this is a boss you need to fight slowly. Because I tend to attack a lot, then I barely have any stamina left. And this guy, you need like 4 or 5 dodges in a row. Because he's doing... The AoE attacks is usually only one thing. Keep it simple to one attack. There we go. Keep it simple. Don't overextend. Oh, that one's strong, dude. I just used a healing potion. That first attack hit me, I was like, only had a pixel left anymore. It's a strong attack. It's one to watch out for. The problem is, 90% of his attacks start with him crossing his blades, so you can't even make out the animation. Annoying. Long strings. I always think I have an opening and nope, there's more attacks. There always are. There always are. Now what's this shit? Sure I'm dead? Yep. I'm sure that throw is a one-shot kill no matter what. His throw is gonna be a one-shot. Dream fight for every Souls-like player. I mean, I don't know. What is a Souls-like player these days anyway? It's so popular. At this point, the Souls-like player is the same as like a Uncharted player. Like a Naughty Dog adventure game thing, you know? Like it's as generic as any popular thing. It's like a FIFA player. They're the same thing at this point in terms of popularity. Hey, I'm not like normal casuals. Plays the most popular game in the year. True. I do think there's a difference between people who enjoy a bunch of games in the genre versus the majority of people who only play the From Software games specifically. I'll be one of the few that will play GTA 6 on release. At this point, like, I don't care how good or bad GTA 6 is gonna be. The internet is gonna be insufferable for a while. God. I'm not a GTA player much. The last GTA I played was... I think I played like the opening couple missions of 4. I've never played 5. Then I'm probably not gonna play 6. But it's gonna be everything everyone's gonna be talking about for months. Jesus Christ. Not even San Andreas? I did play that one. That was before... Oh, you're not talking to me. Never mind. Last GTA I played was 2. I think that was the first one I played. I played 2. I played a little bit of 3. I never owned that game. I think I lended it from a friend a little bit. And I did play Vice City and San Andreas. And a little bit of 4. That's all the GTA I played, which I guess is most of them. But not having played 5 kind of means I'm very much not in the loop of what the modern GTA looks like. Because these days it's all online, right? It's not even single player anymore. Like, I know 5 has a single player campaign, but does anyone even play it? Does anyone care about it? What the fuck, dude? How many new attacks is he gonna pull out of his ass? Damn, we got... That was fucking close. That was close. But he pulled... What would... New attacks when he has this much health? Come on, man. Come on. Campaign is 13 years old at this point. Woof. Dude, that... GTA 5 released on PlayStation 3. That's insane, dude. Dude, what was that? That was a new string. I don't think he's done more than 4 hits. That was 6. That's a new one. Even after all this time. New shit. Ooh, that's new. Oh! Damn, too soon. Yes! Eat shit, motherfucker. Okay, now what? Ooh. Push. Push it real good.
竹千代将軍の座を捨てるか貴様
Got him easy. First try. It was the first time I actually tried. All the others were training runs. That was not for real. That was just training. First 15 try? Exactly. I like almost all the yokai designs, but the final boss is a little too Power Ranger for my taste. It's alright. I feel like... I don't think there's that many like this in the game. It feels pretty unique. So, you know, if it's only one of them, it's alright. I personally don't like if a final boss is like a huge giant monster with like crazy attacks.
何年経っても手のかかる弟は
Unless it's like a phase. Like if it's first a battle like this, and then there's like, for example, another phase with a checkpoint in between. Where it's like more of a set piece battle, but I feel like a set piece battle shouldn't be difficult necessarily. Oh, green stuff. We love the green stuff. Yum 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 yum. Give me all the green stuff. Didn't see that coming, huh? Crazy. Decide his fate. What's the other choice? Leave? Doesn't matter? Like, what's the difference? Don't want to ruin my current run, you know? The ending? Which one's the canon proper ending? I want to get the real ending. Or is this one of those you need to get all the endings to then get the real ending in New Game Plus? Hold on, let's see if I can find something. Nioh tree deliver judgment. So it just either he dies or he lives. Which ending is canon? Here we go. There's no confirmed canon, so blah blah blah. I guess we'll just be nice and spare. So how do I just leave, or is this, if I push this button, is then when I make the choice, or is pushing the button killing him? We'll see. I hate those. I'm also kind of not into multiple endings. Unless there's like a clear, correct ending, and then the other ones are like joke or for fun.
竹千代
But it would have to be like very clear. I prefer a story that someone thought about, you know? Like to me, multiple endings feels like they couldn't be bothered to make the story. I guess that's like the impression that always gives me.
むつまじき仲なれど優れているのは私だと信じきっていただが竹千代が次なる将軍と決まり私の心に
I think that's why I also don't like any type of game
将軍になるの
where there's like dialogue where you choose different options
内なる声
and
が
that
強い
determines like your ending and stuff.
ついには暗き
I don't like that.
輝きに見入られた
I'd rather just have the real story.
将軍
You
の
know.
座のみにこだわり誤った道を進む私を止めたのは
Unlocking the true enemy time multiple playthroughs. Yeah, that's ass too.
差し込んだ
I feel like that's kind of ass.
光 太平を乱した大罪人だキレ
Bro, why would I kill you? I can clearly beat you. What are you gonna do? Try again? I'll just beat your ass again.
それでこそ将軍 まだ甘さが残っているなならば
Oh, come on.
将軍とは何か私の答えを見せよう
He doesn't get it. Dying is the easy way out. No, bitch, you need to live with the consequences. That is so much worse than getting out of there. It's the easy way out. With nice camera angles, sadly your outfit wasn't prepared for it.
ご就任のお言葉を賜りとうございます。
世が将軍徳川家光である
See, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know Japanese history like that. This is supposed to be like the oh moment, you know? Like, oh, it's that one. Damn name drop. To be fair, I wouldn't be able to say that about Belgian history either. I don't know all the kings we've had. I know there's a bunch of them. Maybe I'm supposed to know, but I don't know. History is just, I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to history because, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff in history, obviously. But I don't like just remembering facts, I guess. Like, I'm usually not the bother with specific names, specific stuff. But like events or bigger picture stuff, to me is more interesting, I guess. Belgium had one of the most brutal tyrants in history. Sure. We did a lot of nasty colonizing for sure.
あやかし退治の影働き大義である。
貴殿こそ公儀を役め大義。
History is often a dry topic. Yeah, most points in history, not that much happens, and sometimes very big things happen. And I guess there's also a big difference between, like, you can learn politically what's happening, you know, who's the government, who's in charge, who's the king, what are the, you know, between other countries, what are the feelings, blah, blah, blah. But then there's also history like, oh, this is when we invented silk, or this is when we invented, like, this is when this industry became a thing in the country. Like, that to me are wholly different things. The Shogun's Journey. Sounds like New Game Plus to me. You want some fur balls, my man? He's pleased that I'm pleased. Thank you very much. Wait, what? Yo. Why are we unlocking this at the end of the game? Hello? The Great Scampus form? Bro. Oh, I can't test it here. No. Did you love learning about the composition of ancient Greek Arapag? Yes, that was my favorite subject. My favorite part of ancient Greek history is when Cassandra from Sparta did some godlike moves, you know, and she became immortal with the scepter of Poseidon. Oh, I'm just talking about Assassin's Creed. Oopsie.
福は嬉しゅうございます。
If
どうか皆が安らかに暮らせるようお作りください。
you'd bring up Assassin's Creed, I mean, it's like the one video game franchise that I love, and that's also synonymous with like history stuff. So, you know. Yeah, that shit like tries. The thing is, we learned all kinds of history shit in school, but back then I could have not given less of a shit. I'm sure if I went back to everything I've learned back then, We learned a lot of shit about Greece and Romans and like all that kind of nonsense. You know, Hannibal. Ooh. But back then I just did not care at all. A lot of inaccurate history, but history nonetheless. Yeah, it's historical fiction. But guess what? A lot of real history is also inaccurate. Like, we'll never really know what happened there. We only know, you know, from conjecture of what we have through reading, through usually cross-referencing a lot. It's basically the move. Damn, it's dark here.
侍の頂に立つ者としてふさわしいお姿になられましたな。拙者が教えられることはもはやありません。剣術指南役として無上の喜びです。
その眼差し、家康様を思い出します。
All of my teachers are gone.
今の気概をもってすれば
Not this guy though.
家康様が成したような、いやそれ以上の太平の世を築けましょう。
I think I heard that to this day, Japan doesn't teach their own war crimes to their children in school. I'm sure a lot of countries do that. And I'm sure in Germany they focus on a very single specific thing a lot. Damn, turn on the lights. Dude, why is it so dark here? I cannot see shit.
おお、主か。またわしか。ニオ。この地にはこんな人に出会えるとはの。お主もこの湯をより良くするために協力。難しいことではない。
Woo! Okay, what do we do here? Let's give him some dung balls.
ありがたや。これは礼じゃ。わしとわしに早く出す。さすがわしの見込んだやつ。いつもすまんの。隠してもわかるぞ。あれ。
I know we say don't king shame on here, but loving dung is pretty sick. It's a unique unique thing, that's for sure. Not my cup of tea.
お主のおかげ。わかっちゃが、このお主。 分かっちゃがお主
What's the key for? Is there like a door here somewhere that's still locked? I think there is. Is it? There's like a gate, no? I do feel like, you know, now that we're talking about kinks, you know, very normal subject. I do feel like there's degrees. There's like things where I'm like, not for me, but you get it. Yeah, like you can understand how that's a kink. And then there's things like dong, where I don't know. I don't understand at all. There's like an item here, but where? Aha! Boom. All right. That concludes Nioh Tree. Sudama blessing. Tornado, okay. Gale Slicer, doesn't look that cool. What can we do here? Lightning? I mean, this one's pretty tight. I like this one. Oh god. Boss rush. The first game you play as a tourist, right? Is there a coherent story that connects all these three games? No, I don't think so. I think it's more like a lot of crossover in the same time periods. I don't think I mean, I know William from the first game shows up in 2. I don't know if he shows up in this game at some point. But it's not like Nioh 1, the story ends, and then Nioh 2 continues the story from the end of 1. It's not like that. Like in this game, you're a time traveler. You're going through different time periods. You know, if I go to the map, you can see at the top left, you know, the first map is in 1572. The next map is in 1190. Then it's like 18 whatever. So maybe there's like a meta narrative. But that's a little too deep into Japanese lore for me. Whoa, 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 no. We don't want to do that. We want to 100% the main game before I do New Game Plus. But that's a for me thing. That's a off-stream thing. Because, you know, my goal was to do the main story in this run. which I've done. And when I started this, I was like, you know, depending on how much time I guess we have left between other games, I could do more. But turns out the way it all has worked out, this game is finished now on Wednesday. 007 first light releases, so picture perfect timing. Very excited for 007. The more I see about that game, the more it just looks like a good ass game. I'm very, very looking forward to it. About time the 007 fans get like a proper budget game. It looks sweet. Is your wife a fan of 007? I wouldn't say a fan, not like me. But she like enjoys the movies and stuff. Like if a new 007 movie comes out, she will watch it together with me. But I don't think she's gonna go out of her way to rewatch old movies, play video games, like any kind of that stuff. No. Read the comic books. Pretty sure she likes Daniel Craig, because who doesn't? Dude, of course. And I like him. I will say though, as much as I like Daniel Craig in Bond, I feel like he works really well in the more comedic stuff he's been doing now, with like Knives Out and stuff. I kind of like what he's doing there as well. And I'm very curious about the new guy now, for the game at least. Right? Because in 007 First Light, the video game, the person playing Bond is, I mean, I would say a fairly newer actor. His IMDb is not very super big yet. But I knew of him from the show Dexter First Blood, which was like a prequel series, you know, like Dexter the serial killer. Like they did a prequel show about when he was young and stuff, and he plays Dexter, the one who plays the new Bond in the game now, and he was surprisingly good. That was a show I started watching and I was like, I don't know if I want to see this, you know, because like too much of the same gets kind of boring, but it was surprisingly a good show. Like within like an episode or two, I was just like excited for a new episode, and he was a great actor, so I'm excited to see him as Bond. Knowing young Bond is usually in his 40s, isn't he? I guess it depends. I think most actors, when they start playing Bond, I think most of them were either early 40s or late 30s. And I think even now, you know, when they're currently looking for a new Bond, I think they've specifically said for someone in their 30s, starting off a little younger. I guess the problem they bumped into it, like for example Daniel Craig, is he started at a good age to play Bond, but as you continue these movies and you want to make, I mean, these days you want sequels on sequels on sequels, a longer, bigger story. Like if you're gonna wait 7 years between movies, yeah, by the time you're at like the end of your trilogy or 4 or 5 movies, they're gonna be old. Because like a lot of people feel like what's his name? Fuck. How am I blanking on his name? The guy who played Superman in the Snyder movies and who's gonna do the Warhammer stuff. Oh. What's his name again? Fucking buff British guy. I am really blanking on his name. What the hell? Cavill. Henry Cavill, exactly. A lot of people think he should be the next Bond, but I think in terms of what they're looking for now, for like a bit of a younger one in their 30s, I think Cavill's kind of aging out of that. Isn't he like... Isn't he like in his 40s or just turned 40? Henry Cavill. Like, yeah, he's 43, yeah. I think that's gonna be too old for what they're looking for now. So yeah, who knows? I've seen some people say that they're waiting for this video game to see how well the new actor goes over. Like, if a lot of people like the guy in the game now, they might actually... He might actually be in the running for the movies as well. Because he is from... he's like a actor. So, you know, he could absolutely do the game and then go on to the movies if they wanted to do that. He already auditioned once and was too young. Now he's too old. Time's a bitch. I mean, Daniel Craig's run, that started like Casino Royale. That was 2000 something, right? 2006. Right? That's 20 years ago. Daniel Craig is 58. So when he started Casino Royale, he was 38, right? See, that's the thing. Daniel Craig was the correct age when they started. But No Time to Die, the last one, was in 21. So then he was 53. Jeez. He went from 38 to 53. That's a... That's a big gap in like one story. True Craig Francie will always be known. Tomb Raider, not Bond, yeah. Cradle of... Is it the first one? I think he's in Cradle of Life, right? No, he's in the first one, yeah. Those two movies kind of blurred together in my head. The Angelina Jolie ones. Anyway, I'm out of here. Boys and girls, that was Nioh 3. Very nice. I enjoyed it. I know some people had some complaints about this game compared to the previous one. I have 0 for now. Like, to me, this felt like basically the same thing, but with more open-worldy elements to it. Which was exactly what, to me, it needed to be fresh enough to do a whole playthrough and not get bored. I think they nailed it. Good shit. Yeah, James Bond on Wednesday, if Amazon delivers it, because the release date is specifically the 27th on Wednesday. If Amazon decides we'll ship it on Wednesday, then I won't have it on Wednesday. So then we'll have to start Friday. But hopefully they'll ship it tomorrow and it'll arrive on Wednesday. That's my hope, and that's usually how it goes. So, you know. Doesn't Prime deliver same day? Not in Belgium. Prime is next day in Belgium. Never same day. But they might do... See, this is the thing. When I say they ship next day, usually what they do is like at 10 p.m. on Tuesday, for example, I get an email with like, oh, it's been shipped, and then probably during the night is when it goes to the distribution center, blah blah blah, and then the next morning the actual delivery to the home happens. That's usually how it goes. But sometimes they're like, well, it releases the 27th, so the 27th in the evening we'll ship it out. Because we can ship it out before, even though I've seen some people already got their copy. So, you know. Anyway, that's planned for Wednesday. If I don't get it by Wednesday, we'll do something else. I don't know what. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm very excited for it. Alright guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching. We'll see each other Wednesday. Bye.